The other point, so that's me experiencing it from a very cool perspective, like, yeah, it assisted me. Then there's the more emotional me, which I have observed since Andrew moved out, which was yesterday. I'm experiencing waves come up and down, where, for example, I will have an experience of anger coming up. And I've looked at the point, and the point in itself is that I'm angry because even though at the beginning of the agreement I understood that there was a 50-50% chance that the agreement would not last, I'm still experiencing a point of anger towards myself, and it is an anger towards Andrew, which I know is just a projection. It is always towards self, but the anger towards self is the point of, even though I wanted to give it a shot and see if it would work, I'm still angry because it was, you go in and it takes a lot out of you, basically. With both of I would say my last 3 agreements, I really saw it as being something long-term that you can work on, and I saw potential there within the other person that I could walk with this person. Yes, there are points that we have to sort out within ourselves, within the agreement that we have to direct, and points where we have to become more effective. However, I saw that we were actually able to direct these points, become self-honest, and develop an agreement that is really very supportive to both people. So the point of anger is a point where I'm actually quite hard on myself, because I experience it as I failed, and I experienced the point of I wasted my time. Like I'm experiencing it as if I could have been doing something else. And those points, obviously they're reactions that I'm having. It's where I allow myself to think too much about the experience, where I start going into preconceived values and ideas about what it was that is right or wrong about the ending of agreement. Because if going back to my first point that I mentioned, if I look at the experience that I had and what I'm able to now take from the experience, it assisted me immensely. Yet there is the point where the more from a mind's perspective, where I experience myself as I wasted my time, I allowed myself to become vulnerable and intimate with this person. I don't open myself up easily towards somebody, and therefore the experience also, to explain why I'm experiencing the point of anger towards Andrew, although it's not valid, I realize that, but just to express what I'm experiencing, the points that I will be working with, is the point of in the beginning of our agreement, I explained to him what I would like to experience in an agreement, and he expressed what he would like to experience, and the 2 points are very similar with regards to somebody to communicate with, a companion, sexual expression, comfortability, somebody you can talk to. And with regards to the point of sexual expression, I'm not like sexually promiscuous, if you want to call it that. In other words, I don't have boyfriend after boyfriend after boyfriend. I enjoy finding one person that I can be in an agreement with and express myself with that person sexually, and even then I'm quite shy, as I've mentioned initially, in getting to that point of sex. And I feel now that the agreement was done from the starting point by Andrew just to get sex, and then he allowed himself to give in to a point of, oh well, I don't actually feel like doing this anymore, I'm going to give up. Now, those are points that I will be working with to bring it back to taking self-responsibility with regards to not allowing myself to blame, not allowing myself to justify why he did something wrong. I was aware that the starting point was not clear, and I still went into the agreement from the perspective of, well, perhaps this could work. The fact that I'm reacting to the outcome is something that I am taking responsibility for, because it is my experience. And obviously I realized that if the agreement was to continue, if the starting point of one or both people are not clear, what will eventually happen if we were having weekly arguments coming from the starting point of wanting backdoors or allowing old patterns to emerge, it probably would have compounded. And therefore my understanding is that the decision that had to be made is very relevant. It happened very quickly, but there are always points to be considered, such as if the one person is not working through their points or they're not comfortable, then it is actually okay to walk away and allow the experience to be something that you are able to work with, and you reflect on the point, and that so that your participation in the future is actually is a point where you become more satisfied because you've allowed yourself to reflect on past experiences and work through points so that you become more satisfied with your own application.